Boudoir Portrait Essentials. 3 tips to taking portraits your clients can't wait to buy. Boudoir portraits are in a category all their own, and they require a different set of techniques than traditional portraits. This video will give you 3 essentials that you need in order to take stunning boudoir portraits. Hello, my name is Mike Lloyd. I am a boudoir photographer in Silicon Valley, California. I've been doing this since 2010, and I've photographed a lot of people. I got my start doing fashion-inspired portraits of families, couples, and teens, and then switched over to boudoir in 2015. Why is that relevant? Because I got my start not shooting boudoir. I've done it both ways. I still do corporate headshots, and because there is a discernible difference between taking boudoir portraits and literally anything else. So I'm going to give you my 3 biggest tips that will absolutely transform the way you shoot boudoir. Number 1, you need a safe environment. Number 2, preparation is key. And 3, have fun. You're like, Mike, that list is BS. No, it's not. And I'm going to break down why. Give me the next 12 minutes of your time, and I guarantee you will be taking better boudoir photos. Unless you listen and decide to ignore me and do the opposite, then that's on you. So let's dive into number 1, a safe, comfortable environment. This is huge because our clients are very vulnerable in a boudoir session. People are always vulnerable in front of a camera, but especially in boudoir because they're generally not wearing clothes. And it can be really intimidating for people to essentially go meet a stranger, take their clothes off, and then step in front of the camera and then trust that stranger with their own self-esteem. Because if they don't like the way they look in the photos, if they think they're ugly or fat or whatever, then that's on us. That's a huge responsibility. So we need to make sure we provide a safe, comfortable environment. Because if your client doesn't feel comfortable and carefree, that is absolutely going to show up in the photos, and they're not going to have a good experience, and then they're not going to buy anything. So what does a safe, comfortable environment mean? Well, I have a handful of other killer videos on this channel all about that. You can go check those out. I'll have them linked down below. And essentially, they need a place to be able to change where no one else can see them. Their own private dressing room needs to be clean. Also, I always have another woman present. So even though I've been doing this a long time, I have a great reputation. I do not shoot alone with my clients as a male photographer. Ladies, you have a much easier time with this. I always have an extra woman in the room present. My female makeup artist is the perfect person to have around. She also assists me during my shoot. So she just stays the whole time, easy peasy. Speaking to your client in a professional manner will go a long way in making them feel comfortable. Rather than using slang terms for body parts, you could say stick your booty out or lift your rib cage instead of stick your boobs out or whatever other way that you could possibly say that sentence. Be professional. We're not reading out of a medical journal. You don't need to be, now extend your posterior, and we're not doing that. But you can find a balance to keep it classy. All right, number 2 is also huge, preparing for success. This is for you and for your client because it is your responsibility to make sure they show up prepared. I have a really thorough prep guide that has literally every detail a client could need to know about their experience, from the minute that they book me until they want to book me for a second session. Because I don't want them, 1, calling or emailing me all the time, asking me the same questions that everyone else will be asking, because that's a big waste of my time. Or 2, just trying to show up on game day and wing it and us not having what we need. Maybe they show up in skinny jeans and now I have lines going down their legs that I have to Photoshop out of every single photo. Or maybe they decided to wash their hair before they came down. Now they show up with a head of wet hair and we have to take the time to blow dry that before we can style their hair. That eats up a ton of time. If they show up late, are they going to get an extended session? No. All of that is outlined in the prep guide, along with what clothes to bring, what clothes to avoid, where to go shopping if you want to get some new things. How long does everything take? When will they get to see the photos? What does it cost? All of those things are outlined in this guide. It's as short as I could possibly make it because I want people to actually read it, but it's long enough to include everything that they need. And of course, if somebody reads something they don't get it, they can always reach out and I'm happy to help. But my clients 99% of the time show up exactly how I want them because I gave them really clear instructions. It also helps ease anxiety because they're going to feel prepared for a situation they've never been in before. And again, they're being vulnerable. This is a new scary thing. The more information we can arm them with going into it, the better they're going to feel when they walk in the door, the better they're going to look in the photos. All right, number 3, having fun. Again, this one applies to both you and the client because if they are stressed out, that's going to show up in the photos. And I don't know about you, but I've never had a client say, "Can you photograph me looking extra stressed out today? That's really what I'm going for." No, they don't ask that. They want to look the opposite of that. They want to feel like their most easy breezy, carefree self when they are in front of your camera, which is the opposite of what they expect to feel. So it's our responsibility to make sure they have fun. Now, how do you be a fun person? I cannot sum that up in one segment of a YouTube video. That's a YouTube channel. That's courses and books. You need to learn how to connect with your people and how to have a good time. And that will look different for everyone. Having music on when they come in. We get them a glass of Prosecco or some bubbly water. We lay out all their clothes. They pick the music we play. I'm going to point over to my stereo as if you can see it. They help set the mood as well. And my makeup artist is there and we're telling them how much, how they brought great outfits. That's going to look really good. Oh, we're stoked to photograph you in that. You're going to rock it in that. And just like pumping them up and getting them excited about it. Then we do hair and makeup. They sit there for 90 minutes, get hair and makeup done. I'm with them the whole time. When they're getting their hair done, I'm facing them. When they get spun around in the chair to get makeup done, I move my chair so I'm still facing my client. They're never talking to me, through the back of their head, because that is not how you build rapport and keep an engaged client. So I go out of my way to make sure they feel seen from the moment they walk in the door. Plus their name is on the welcome sign. I'm also going to motion to the welcome sign that you can't see. But trust me, there's one out there when my clients show up and their name is handwritten on it. So all of these little things that we can do to make sure they are comfortable, they feel safe, they're having fun, and they're prepared. Having fun also applies to you because if you're stressed out, that's going to rub off on your client. If you're freaking out because you can't get the lighting right or the posing's not quite right or your camera's doing something weird or literally anything else happening in your life, that energy will absolutely affect your client and the photos. So you got to make sure you are also having a good time. Try and get a good night's sleep. Don't party the night before. These are the same instructions I give to my clients to show up to their shoot. You should probably do the same. Make sure your batteries are all charged. You've got extra memory cards. If the power goes out, you know what's going to happen. So when you map out all these things ahead of time, there's nothing you can't be prepared for. Now, I've never had a meteor strike my studio before. I feel like my client would be pretty understanding if that was the case, and we could just do the shoot another day. But otherwise, there isn't a whole lot that I haven't seen in 13 years of doing this. I feel prepared for anything. And you're like, that's cool, Mike, but I've never done it. I don't feel that way. You will. And if you go into every experience thinking, cool, what am I going to learn from this? I totally freaked out in that moment, but it ended up being all right. What can I do to make sure I'm not in that freak out mode again? And just like the first time I forgot to tell a client to take a hair tie, this is a watch, but imagine it's a hair tie, off of her wrist, and I had to Photoshop that out of all the photos. I never forget to tell my clients to take the hair ties off their wrist now. As soon as they walk in the door, first thing I see, hair tie on the wrist, gone. If they're wearing clothes that might leave lines, gone. We get them changed into a robe ASAP because those are things I've had to deal with once and will never deal with again. And you can learn those things by watching this channel. So make sure you subscribe to this channel because that's already going to make you a better photographer. And if you haven't been to boudoirguild.com, then you've missed out on all the kick-ass courses over there that'll help you make multiple six figures as a boudoir photographer. So there are your 3 tips, your 3 essentials, your 3 magic wands, if you will, for taking amazing boudoir portraits. And you're like, but I want to learn about lighting and posing and all the other boudoir stuff. And that's all super important. But if you don't have the psychological foundation in there, who cares what the images look like? You and your clients are going to hate the process and you're not going to make any money because they're not going to want to buy anything from you. So these are super duper duper important, and they are having a safe, comfortable environment for your photo shoot. And again, I have other videos on this channel. Be sure to check those out. Preparing your client for success. Also, you preparing for success, making sure you both have everything you need going into game day. And number 3, have fun, because that's really why we're here. If we wanted a crappy, boring, stressful job, I would have gone to work at the post office or work for the government. I don't know. Neither of those things interest me because I want to enjoy going to work, because I don't want to wake up Monday morning and just hate my life every single week. That sounds torture, and it's absolutely self-induced. So we have the option to create a better life for ourselves, make money that actually affords the lifestyle that we want, and have a really good time making people's lives better. That's freaking amazing. So get out there and do it. I'll see you inside.